Tony Soljans. This is our winery, family winery, and I'm going to do your tour today and take you around and show you the ropes and what ticks here. So when I take people on tours, my goal is always to, it's not a sales pitch, it's nothing like that at all. It's purely to give you information. So I'll tell you a whole lot of things as we go around. If you have any questions, however, feel free to ask me, and I'm happy to help you out with that. My goal is that you should end up with more knowledge than when you first arrived, okay? So if you can gain a bit of knowledge on the way around, therefore it's been a worthwhile exercise, okay? So how do winemaking come to New Zealand? I'm going to start with history lesson first. I love history and I love traditions and that sort of stuff, and it's really good. So the wine industry in New Zealand started many, many years ago with the missionaries, of course, making wine, but it wasn't until the Croatians came here that they got the wine industry going. So in around about 1900, the Croatians started coming here, and our family came in 1927, and my grandparents and 5 children. One was my father, he was 15 at the time. So they arrived here, and after they made a bit of money, they bought a little block of land and my grandfather started a small winery, and that kept everyone busy for a while. And then in 1937 my father bought some land and started the basis of this company on that property just up the road from his father, which was great. And we're on that site, which is a little closer to the city now, until 2002 when I built this place and moved us here. So that's the background. We're the 3rd oldest winemaking family in the country. The other 2 are relatively close here, 10 minutes away, and also Croatian families. When we were growing up, you know, in the town of Henderson, that was our base. Out in West Auckland here, this is where commercial winemaking started, west of Auckland City, and there was 83 wineries in West Auckland, 83. 75 were Croatian families. 75 were Croatian. So you look at some of the big brands that you even see out there today. You'll see Oyster Bay, you'll see Villa Maria, you'll see Nobilo. Probably you got Nobilo on the ship, I think, maybe. Babbage, there's a whole raft of them, but they're all Croatian. Good wine is made in the vineyard, not in the winery. What I mean by that is if we grow good grapes, we can make good wine. It's a pretty simple analogy on that. So this is Chardonnay, and we'll be picking these at the end of this month, I would think. It's coming along really good. This is a clone called Mendoza. Mendoza has a lot of normal sized berries, but it also has a lot of small little berries in there as well. Always does. See the difference in here. Called hen and chicken. Hen and chicken. It's a variety. It crops hen and chicken. So the bigger berries, of course, are the hen, and the little ones are the chicken, and it's really condensed flavors in those little chickens. So it's really quite good. A couple of things about vineyards. Vineyards are always planted north-south. Okay, if you ever look at vineyards, they're always planted north-south or as near as possible as land allows, because we want the sun to get on both sides of the rows. As if you plant east-west, you're going to get one side that'll never see the sun. For photosynthesis, for ripening and colour is really important that you plant it like that. So you look at all your vineyards like that. If you ever wondered about the roses on the end of the rose, roses on the end of the rose is a traditional French idea. The idea is that a rose bush and a grapevine get the same diseases, black spot and mildew, but a rose bush always gets it first because it's more tender. So the old French growers planted roses as an indicator for disease. That's not why we plant them today. We plant roses today because of tradition, and it looks good. You know, when these are in bloom, it looks fantastic. the winery side of things has changed dramatically. You know, years ago when I says that we started, the industry in New Zealand started making sherry and port because that's what the English immigrants knew. And in those days we had lots and lots of wooden barrels. Everywhere, wooden barrels. In our old winery, just wooden barrels all around the place, as well as open top wooden vats that we used to ferment in. So we used to use open top fermentation and all in wooden barrels. That was perfect for what wine styles we were making then, because you could with the open fermentations, we could walk around the top of the vats to push the skins down, and we used to do that because skins float because the juice is sweet. Skins float, so you've got to keep the skins moist to extract the colour and that sort of stuff. So entirely different scenario. And we used to have the equipment for making those wines. It was perfect for what we were making. However, times changed and table wines came in the 1960s, started making table wines. That type of technology wasn't any good for making white table wines. So stainless steel happened to come in at about the same sort of time. So stainless steel came in and we started getting rid of the wooden barrels. So that's been a fantastic change for the industry, and it formed, and as all the new wine styles came in, more stainless steel, more different wine styles, and less wood that's required. So while it doesn't look so good, you know, stainless looks stainless. That's all. It's not very exciting. It's like, you know, we lost a bit of romance when we took away the barrels, but it's far more practical, because with stainless steel, when the wine styles we're making today have to be able to be controlled. So with these tanks, we can totally sterilize them, we can seal them up, we can control the temperature, all those things that are really important when you're trying to make varietal table wines, classic varietal table wines. So if you look at winemaking, comes in two avenues. You've got your white wine making or red wine making. With white wine manufacture, we ferment juice only. So we get the grapes, run them out through the press, through the crusher, into this press here. The press is what's called an airbag press. So a bag expands inside and squeezes the juice against the skins against a screen. The juice will drop into a tupper on the bottom. We then pump it into a stainless tank, add yeast and ferment it cold at about 10 or 12 degrees C. Cold fermentation everyone does cold fermentation on white wine. Helps to lock in all the fruit characteristics, you know, what you want in white wines. With red wines, opposite avenue, because with red grapes, your colour is just in the skin, not in the juice. You can make white wine out of red grapes, but we want to get as much colour as we can. So from the crushing machine, we pump skins and juice into a tank, add yeast, and we ferment them warm at about 25 to 28 degrees C. And the heat of fermentation breaks down the cells and lets the colour out. And years ago, we used to walk around the top of the vats. We're mechanised on how we do that nowadays. But we do the same thing, keep the skins moist, so we extract all the colour that we can out of it. So two entirely different ways. Who likes rosés? Yeah. Who likes rosé? Good on you. It's International Rosé Day today. Unbelievable. I only found out the other day that the International Rosé. There's always a wine day. There's always some wine day. Today is Rosé Day, so I'm going to tell you about rosé. Why not? You know, rosés are beautiful wines. This is rosé weather. This is perfect rosé weather. Light, fruity, you know, not too alcoholic. It's just perfect for it. So, Rosé Day today. Rosé is in between, so it's made out of red juice. So we'll crush red grapes into a tank. We'll just watch how much the uptake has been on the colour. When we think that looks like it's pink enough, we'll drain off the juice and ferment it like a white wine. So rosés do have a little bit extra in them with being from red grape base, but apart from that, it's fermented like a white wine. So you're going to try a rosé today because it's Rosé Day.
Why not?